EV friends. We are in Maui, Hawaii, and we are getting ready to restart this 73 single cab Volkswagen bus. And so this project was started. And so today we're going to get it running. And so we're going to just video a couple things on this, share with you a little bit about what we're doing. So we have started the inverter harness. So we're going to clean this up, get that wiring squared away. We're going to go ahead and put the fuse box in here. We're going to have a switched fuse box and a constant fuse box. We'll tie all of our stuff into there. And actually, we keep that completely separate from the original harness that was on the vehicle. So it's you kind of have the original harness and then a separate for your EV system. And then if there's any problem with the EV system, you know it's all within the EV. And if there's any problem with the truck, then you know it's in the truck part of things. So that's how we'll do that setup. Over here we have the coolant tank. So this is a rear mounted motor, so there's nothing to cool the motor. So we do need to have a radiator on that, and we're running a chill plate underneath the inverter here. This particular vehicle is using the high voltage Hyper 9. So we're using the Tesla modules. So we have six of those. So you can come around this way here. And so we're using these custom bus bars, the high voltage disconnect down here. And so we're gonna do a little bit of cleanup work on that. And then I see here we have the custom fuel cap. How about this here? Can I figure it out? Oh, I see, this is gonna pull, and then underneath it's just the standard. That's good. So we'll need to glue that down, or that's gonna get lost, but I love it. I love it. Perfect. This will be our contactor box. We've got a little bit of cleanup work to do there. Our DC-DC converter, I'll take you in order here. So this is just 1000 watt DC-DC converter. Over here we have the high voltage charger. And so this is a pre-programmed charger. And so there is a schematic that was available for that. And so we're using that. We made a special, we're actually going to have the setup in here where the wiring for that will be. They'll have dedicated wiring. And so there you go. So that kind of gives you an overview. And then as we get different pieces going, we're going to put together some system-specific videos that'll show you how to specifically wire, say, the charger or the inverter. And so those will be coming in a separate video. For now, we're going to go ahead and have the owner is on the camera. We are going to flip views so that you can meet the owner. He's going to tell you a little bit about the truck and the work that he did.
Hello, I'm Brian. I got the 73 single cab. About 5 years ago, it was rusted, completely rusted. I got so many new panels on this thing. I redid everything from scratch. New brake lines, 12-volt harness, everything is new. And luckily, my friend Mark here is here to help me finish wiring and make sure I don't blow myself up.
Here's the cat here.
Yeah,
is
Kanochi,
the mascot.
Little mascot.
Get her
checking
in here.
out, making sure everything's gonna go all right.
Let me get there you go. Let's get the front of the bus here. There we go. That's looking more like Volkswagen.
Yep.
All right, fantastic. Our goal now is we're just going to get the wiring kind of squared away. So there's some backstory to the wiring harness. And so Brian had a lot of the harness already made in the truck, but it needed kind of some touching up on. So he and I communicated via internet and text to get the sections of wiring that he was going to need. I made those in California. And so this is something I'm familiar with, where I'll build an entire harness. And so I have a jig that I'll lay out, a replica of what a vehicle, how it's going to lay out in a vehicle, build the entire thing, and then it's ready to install. In this case, I just did sections of it, and hindsight, I probably should have just done the whole harness. Then I flew out to Hawaii. And so now we were just putting the sections in. So that went relatively quick. We just needed to kind of clean up some of the areas that we weren't replacing. We cleaned up the contactor box, installed our relay bank and our new fuse panels, and we were doing some testing and we found a high voltage leak from the battery pack to the case. We found that with the meter, and we checked that by checking from the high voltage, either positive or negative, to the case. And when we did that, we found 122, 121 volts, not what we wanted to see. And so the leak occurs whenever high voltage escapes the high voltage circuit and gets into the chassis. And we found that it was in this plug right here. And when we disconnected the plug, we retested, and then we got 4 volts, still a little high, but that's a normal reading for a 150 volt pack. And so this cable, we are going to connect the shield to ground, but we're not going to connect the conductor to ground. Well, inside here, that shield is connected to the wire. So we went ahead and made the repairs to the wiring harness. Next, we installed the software for the inverter, and we'll do that in a separate video, the details on that. Now we're going to take a look at some steps pre-startup of the motor. Okay, so the first thing we want to have is we want to have the transmission in neutral. Okay, whatever your gear selector is, we're going to have that electrically in neutral as well. Okay, so we have the electrically in neutral, and the gear selector is in neutral. Then we have the vehicle is jacked up, so it's on jack stands right now. So the wheels are not on the ground. Okay, so they're very close, but. So we're working on the maiden voyage, clearing out some overgrown vegetation. We do have a pole here that we did have a minor casualty. On the maiden voyage, Maui, Hawaii. Here we are on a 1-lane road. Private road. Not sure if we're supposed to be down here. Okay, yeah, easy. That's probably fast enough for me. Oh, perfect. Cul-de-sac. Love it.
We're in second gear.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sounds good.
It's good. How you doing over there?
Doing
You have anything to say to your audience?
I'm just trying to listen to everything.
Okay. There's the proud owner, Brian. 73
Single cab.
Volkswagen single cab truck. what it looks like through the back window. We got the bed coming. That'll be a bolt on. Normally they're welded on.